It's on 1-800. I think I'm just going to focus on eating. You ask the question.
Kenny Brooks will begin his second year as the head coach for women's basketball team at the University of Kentucky, joining the Wildcats after having served for 8 seasons as the head coach at Virginia Tech. He and his wife, Chrissy, just bought their home in Lexington this summer. It is written for me that the home has a pool. His wife is teaching him to swim. He is teaching her how to shoot a proper jump shot. I can identify with the next line, which is Kenny believes he loves golf, which means when he's out and playing, it's enjoyable despite the score. We probably are both competitive people. We have to put that aside. It also means that neither of us have enough time to perform at the level we generally expect of ourselves, which breeds its own frustration. He has 1 daughter more than I, so 3 daughters. Quote, I don't know if being a father of 3 daughters has made me a pretty good women's basketball coach, or if being a women's basketball coach has made me a pretty good father of 3 daughters. Welcome to the stage, University of Kentucky basketball coach Kenny Brooks.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Commissioner. I did buy a new house this summer, and I got smart. Because I used to think I could swim, and my wife used to be a lifeguard. And finally, after 27 years of marriage, she told me that I didn't know how to swim, and that she would teach me if I was willing to listen. So I said, well, if you're willing to come in and let me change your jump shot, I'll listen to you about swimming. And needless to say, I'm a much better swimmer right now, and thanks to her. So I really appreciate her efforts and being patient with me. But excited for year 2. Obviously, as you go into something that's brand new, like we had to endure last year, there are a lot of unknowns. And coming into the University of Kentucky, where there's rich tradition with their basketball programs, you really didn't know what to expect. But Lexington and the university has been nothing but great to me and my family. It's been a tremendous transition. I thought last year we did a really good job of setting the foundation for where we want to be as a basketball program. And that was largely in part due to our leadership and with Georgia Amore, who came with me from Virginia Tech, who had been with me for a very long time. It was kind of like a cheat code. She's like my little mini-me. And the things that we were trying to do on the floor, she could really take what I was really trying to say into the locker room. And that's something that's very, very special to any coach, to have that right there with you. And then you couple that with Deja Lawrence, her willingness to really adapt to a new role and new surroundings. And together, their leadership is really the big reason why we were able to set a foundation, one that I think that's going to really help us in the future. And it has really helped us last year. We put together a team of 11 new players going into a brand new league with not really a whole lot of expectations. And our only expectations were that we knew how good we were, how good we could be. The kids did a fantastic job of just really rallying around each other. Even when we hit adversity, no one really put their head down. They just kept working a little bit harder. And what we encountered after that was a fantastic season. We were picked 8th. Last year we came in 4th. We had a chance, we were competing right the last couple weeks for a top spot in the SEC tournament. So along the way, we had a lot of wonderful performances. As I mentioned, Georgia Amore, I thought she had the best basketball year of her career coming into this league, which was very, very hard to do because there's so much talent in this league. But I thought she left her mark, really helped elevate us. Clara Strack, very, very proud of her accomplishments and what she was able to do because she was an unknown to me. I didn't really know what she was capable of doing, but it's all she did is came out and averaged about 16 and 10, Defensive Player of the Year as a sophomore, and I think that she's going to continue to improve on that. And then you look at the likes of a Tiani Key, who didn't do a whole lot in her stint at the University of North Carolina, but she came in with a lot of confidence, played extremely well for us last year, and her confidence is booming this year, and I'm looking forward to what those two are going to be able to accomplish because both of them are 6'5" mobile post players. It gives us an opportunity to do a lot of different things that you normally would see with post players. So I'm excited to watch their development. We have Amelia Hassett, who I thought was underrated last year. You know, she had a really good year. We asked her to do a lot. We asked her to guard the best player on the other team, rebound the basketball, come down the other end and make shots. And I thought she did a really good job of that, you know, just learning about the SEC. So I'm very excited about, you know, those three. We call them the triplets, and what they're going to be able to accomplish this year after having a year under their belt. So this year, the excitement is really in our building. We understand who we are, what we want to accomplish. We've had some key additions. Jordan Obi, who was hurt last year for us, who we felt like would have given us an opportunity to compete at a high level. She's back healthy for us, and she's going to offer a lot. We get an all-ACC point guard in Tony Morgan. Tony's coming this year, and when she got to us, I told her very bluntly, I said, look, I don't want you to fill Georgia Amore's shoes. I want you to bring your own. And she's done a tremendous job because the blueprint was what Georgia is able to accomplish. And she's okay with me referencing that, and she doesn't hang her head with that, and she understands it, and she wants to only get better. So I'm excited for this year. I think we have a great group. It's probably the tallest team I've ever had to coach, been able to coach, and we're going to try to use that to our strength, to our advantage. And I think we have the pieces and the tools to go out here and compete with anybody as long as we build our chemistry. So that makes me very, very, very excited. So appreciate you guys, your support for women's basketball. As we continue to grow this game, this is by far the best conference in the country, and we're very happy to be a part of it and try to do our part to help it grow.
Thank you, Coach Brooks. If you have a question, raise your hand. Lorna or Tommy will get a microphone to you. We've got several up here on the front row.
Hey, Kenny, Zach Hagan with KSR. You mentioned Tiani earlier and about how she didn't get too much playing time with injuries and stuff in North Carolina. What did you see, despite all of that you wanted to bring her to Kentucky, and did those expectations, did she exceed those last year, even though she was still productive?
Yeah, absolutely. I've known Tiani since she was 11 years old. We recruited her sister Tamari. I got to know her at a very early age. And obviously, it's unfortunate for her, she did get hurt at the University of North Carolina, lost some confidence, and she was actually my first recruit when I got to the University of Kentucky. And we took her around, showed her everywhere on day one, which was kind of funny because we didn't know what we were showing her. We were just kind of making stuff up along the way. And then, the next morning, we were starting breakfast, and, I asked her if she had any questions, and she said, yeah, I have a question about this, about that. And like right in the middle of it, she said, oh, by the way, I'm committing, I'm coming here. And so that was, I thought, dang, I'm at the University of Kentucky, recruiting is going to be easy. But that was just a wonderful experience for us. And when she got to us, week one, I was blown away with her athletic ability, her skill set, and what she was able to do. From that point on, we just started working on her confidence. And we watched her blossom, throughout the year. And she'll admit that she was a little bit up and down, but her potential was through the roof. We've kind of let her go a little bit this year, where she can kind of explore some more, broaden her game a little bit. And she's done nothing but, just accepted that role and blossomed in it. But I think the biggest key for her, what she's going to bring to us, is she is our leader. She's our enforcer. She's our leader. She's one that the girls look to. And she really has that demeanor that, people are willing to follow her. So I'm excited for the year she's about to have. I think she's extremely underrated because she's so versatile and she can do so many things. And I think she's going to have a tremendous year for us this year.
Okay, we'll go here in the second row, over on the right-hand side.
Hey, Coach, Kyle McClellan with KY Insider. You said at Big Blue Madness that you're not going to stop until this team wins a championship. So what gives you the confidence to make that kind of statement when you've had such a short time at Kentucky? What do you see from this team, that equips them to be national championship contenders?
Well, I did make that statement, and that's why I came here. I wanted an opportunity to compete at a very high level. And if you can compete at a high level in this league, you'll give yourself a chance to win a national championship. And I think everyone, should try to play for that. You know, I don't know if anybody's going to come in and just say, "Hey, I just want to get to the tournament." You know, I've been there, and so you know, you want to go a step further. You want to, you know, I've had a taste of the Final Four. It was wonderful. You want to get back, but this time you want to win it. And I think I would be cheating Kentucky fans if I didn't think that way. And if you're not confident enough to say that's what you want to accomplish, then you really are not, you know, doing your job. So we have the resources, we have the support, whether it's from our administration or from our fans, our fan base. The Kentucky brand gives you an opportunity to say to dream big. And we feel like if we continue to work hard, we can work towards that goal. Now, understanding that, you know, only one team wins, and it's very hard to do. But if you're not working towards that goal, and if you're too afraid to say it, then maybe you're not confident enough to speak it into existence.
Okay, we'll stay down up front here, front row.
Hey, Coach Brad with the College Sportscast. What do your transfers going to bring to this team, your 3 transfers?
Yeah, you know, we went out this year, and a lot of times, you know, we kind of relate the portal to speed dating. And because, you know, you get to know kids for a couple of weeks, and they're making commitments and, you know, decisions on where they want to go, and you try to put your best foot forward in such a short amount of time to bring people to your program. So therefore, you know, we want to get the right type players. You know, we're not trying to win a press conference by getting the flashy name. You know, we want to make sure it's the right fit. And we went out and we targeted, you know, the 3 young women that we got in the portal. They fit a need that we had, but they also fit, you know, our philosophy, our culture, and I think they're all going to bring something to the table that we desperately needed, which is going to be a depth from our bench. You look at Josie Gilvin, you know, who's a Kentucky kid. I grew up, you know, just loving the University of Kentucky, and I think she's going to bring pride, energy, effort. You know, she's going to bring, you know, a swag to us. She's a great defensive player. Asia Boone, you know, tremendous shooter. You know, if you saw her in Big Blue Madness, I think she made like her first 14 out of 15 three-point shots. That's something that's added to us. It's going to help stretch the defenses for us. And then you have Tony Morgan, who I mentioned earlier. You know, I coached against Tony in the ACC, and I knew how hard of a guard she was, and her experience bringing with this group, this particular group, I think it's going to really help us. So all 3 of those young women are going to bring something very valuable to us, something that we desperately needed, and I think that's going to really help us get to a different level.
Okay, we'll go right here in front of the podium, 3 rows back.
Coach Wilton Jackson from the non-basketball. How much more prepared are you coming into year 2 coaching at Kentucky and just dealing with the ACC, knowing some of the ups and downs you faced as a team, but like how much more prepared are you?
A lot more, and obviously, you know, you can look. We played SEC teams when I was in the ACC, and but it was just one-off games, and you know, you never really got an understanding of the day-to-day, the week-to-week, the physicality of the game. And when you go through it, you have to go through it. You know, I remember one coach said, "Are you welcome to the jungle?" is what she referred to the SEC as. And but you go through it. You know, you go through it whether, you know, you're on the road in the SEC. It is physicality. You know, and we bring something that's probably a little bit different, I think, to the SEC. We play a little bit of a different style than most have seen, and I think that it's worked for us. I think in year 2. We have an expectation, we have an understanding of what's going to happen when you go on the road in the SEC. But we also, we got a little bit stronger. We got a little bit bigger this year. So I think we're going to be able to provide a little bit of physicality that we weren't able to last year. And I think that you have to have those qualities in order to compete in the SEC because it's a very tough league. It's a very tough league, and we're excited about what we can bring to it.
Coach, thank you for your time.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Jackson from the Nine Hoops. When you think about like what you were able to do last year as a sophomore, SEC Defensive Player of the Year, a lot of other accolades in between, and to even see where this team went, what's the next step for you in terms of what you plan to do individually on this team and just this team as a whole?
Yeah, I think transitioning from last year to this year, my biggest thing is just like learning how to be a leader. Obviously, we had that last year, but I think taking on that role, along with Tiani and Tony, us all trying to take on that role. And then when it comes to basketball, just obviously building off of last year and just continuing to like take steps in the right direction. And then as a team, I think just coming together and just proving to ourselves like what we can do out there. I think
Absolutely. Another quick follow-up. I asked Coach about like how much more prepared he was in coaching in the SEC this year with you guys. How much more are you prepared in terms of like going into another season in the SEC? I mean, again, coming off as the SEC Defensive Player of the Year, what's that next step for you?
Yeah, I think I'm definitely more prepared. I remember after like our first SEC game last year, I just sat there and I was like, dang, that really is what they talk about. But yeah, I think we're just more prepared. We know what to expect going into this season. So I think we've been preparing for that throughout this preseason so far. So I'm excited.
You're just recently named to the preseason second team. I know you mentioned before you all don't really look at that stuff and you try and stay focused as a team, but does that mean anything to you and kind of foreshadow what you're going to do this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think any like award or recognition that you receive, I think it's just good. It feels good to know that people see you and people recognize like the work that you put in and like that they expect it to keep happening from you. So I think it feels good, obviously, but I wouldn't say I like pay too much attention to it. I mean, it's just preseason. I feel like anything can happen from here. So.
What would you say was the biggest thing you learned about yourself from last season?
I think just like the confidence piece. I think my freshman year was a little shaky, and then going into last year, that's something I tried to focus on a lot, just to play with more confidence and stuff. And so I think learning that like if I lean on that, like I can continue to build that.
Coach Brooks was talking about the size, the versatility with this team. How do you think, from what you've seen, that'll allow you guys to play kind of a positionless style this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really cool. It's really special. Like, I mean, we're in practice, and he has our group like going. He has each one of us going to like 4 different positions to learn the plays from all the different positions. I think that's something that's hard to guard and hard to prepare for because I mean you don't know who's going to be in which spot, so it's kind of hard to like realize like what's happening in like the game. But I think that would be definitely a big advantage for us. I think it's super unique. So.
How hard is it for you guys to kind of pick up, the different tendencies and everything in each position?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I feel like it's not terrible because now it's my 3rd year in his system, like knowing. But I definitely think it's been a little bit difficult, but I think we all like work together. We help each other out with it because I mean, each of us actually know at least one of them, so we can help each other out with it. But it's been good.
How much fun is it for you guys to be able to kind of know you could be playing different roles at different times?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. Just like watching and like playing with like Tiani when she's in like a guard position. I think it's super cool being able to play with her like that. Just like being able to move around like that, I think just offers like so much more like personality to it.
What do you like to tell people about this Kentucky team?
Probably. I think that overall we're just gonna fight. I think we'll come together. I think we'll fight. I think that that's something that we want to adopt like our identity as is just like not like giving up, like keep going.
Mm-hmm. What did you do to get better this summer?
I think I worked a lot on expanding my game personally. I think out of like the low block and more out of the perimeter, things like that. And then as a team, we just tried to work on our chemistry a lot. I mean, we have a lot of new people. We lost some pieces, but I think we're coming together pretty well. So.
Took a big jump in leadership, and it feels like everything we've seen from community events and even stuff on campus, you're always there representing women's basketball. How's that feel to have that role, and also what does it mean to keep advancing the sport of women's basketball and the university as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, I think like you said, just advancing women's basketball. I think that's obviously there's a lot of media attention right now in women's basketball as it is deserved. But I think just being that role model for everybody, the little girls in the community, as well as my teammates, just being a leader, someone who consistently shows up, and just being someone that I can count on. I think has been the biggest focus for me.
Coach Brooks has really put an emphasis on letting everybody kind of fit in the lineup where they do, and letting, he mentioned you and Claire playing point guard, so taking the ball up court, but being able to get off fast breaks. Are you confident? Do you feel great doing that? Or are you, a whole lot more comfortable just being on the block and doing what you did last year?
Oh, I'm comfortable anywhere on the court, offensively, defensively. Coach Brooks is really a big coach on development, so I think just a lot this summer we focused on everything. So obviously, offensively, defensively, just hitting all the positions. Because I mean, the way we play, we're gonna end up everywhere on the court. So I think that I'm super comfortable there, as well as a lot of the other teammates are.
Late in the season, you became really dangerous being able to stretch the court a little bit. How much is your shooting improved in the offseason?
Oh, tremendously. It's been a big focus as well. Being able to hit those outside shots and just being a 3-level scorer, I think, has been a big focus.
What do you think are realistic expectations of the team this season?
Every day we come in, we have our goals set. We want to win a national championship. We want to win an SEC championship. We know collectively that what it takes to get there. We have to put in a lot of work, and we know we're all on the same page to do that. So I think just showing up every day consistently has been a big focus for us, and pushing each other, holding each other accountable, and doing that consistently is something we really focus on.
Do you think Kentucky can get to that level where they're like South Carolina, LSU, where just year after year after year they're right there, either in the Final Four or playing for national championships? You think that potential is there, Kentucky?
I do believe so, because under the leadership of Coach Brooks, I mean, he's a phenomenal coach, and just seeing what he was able to accomplish, we were able to accomplish in the first season with a whole new squad, basically. I think that set the foundation. Having great leaders in Georgia and D-Law really set the foundation for all of us, and just growing off of that, building off of that. We all show up every day trying to buy in and really just elevate the game.
How much of the way last season ended, is that a point of motivation, being that close to moving on, or is like, well, no, that's last season, there's no point in thinking about it?
Good question. After the game, it was definitely like obviously a hard ending, but our focus is every day. Our focus is where our feet are. Our focus is showing up every day, getting better, doing the uncomfortable things that'll push us to that next level where we want to go, and push us past those games where we may have lost by one or made a few mistakes down the end. So I think just growing off of that and moving forward, we want to get far, we want a deep run. So that's been our focus really, is just the little things.
With a player like Georgia leaving, obviously she had these outbursts scoring. Do you think you all are leaning towards the balance side of things, where you have multiple players on the court who can have outbursts like that? Or do you think with you and Clara and maybe Asia with her shooting that it's maybe based off one player and then everyone else plays a role?
I think we are a very versatile team, and I mean, any given night anybody could go off. So I think it's just reading the game, whoever's hot, keep feeding them, and just bouncing off of that, doing what it takes to win is the biggest focus for us. I mean, and anybody can score, so we're definitely a very a deep team, so it's going to be fun.
The last time we talked to you, I think was at Media Day. I took Media Day about a month or two ago now. I'm sure you've had more time to get a little bit more acclimated, so how are you feeling now that the season is inching closer and closer, a few weeks away? Just how do you feel in terms of your transition?
I'm excited. I'm excited for this team and what we have in store for us. Getting to play with them every day, it builds more chemistry, so just ready to get on the floor for our first game.
What's been just the energy like in the team? Obviously, you all looked like you were having a lot of fun at Big Blue Madness, but did you see that translating into practice as well?
Yeah, I feel like we have very high chemistry for a lot of us to be new players, so we're definitely a high energy group. Every day we try and bring it, stay consistent, so super excited.
What did you see in Coach Brooks that made you decide Kentucky was the place to be?
When I seen Coach Brooks, I saw a vision he had for me and his team, and I knew that's something I wanted to be a part of, so I knew this was the place for me.
How was Big Blue Madness?
It was incredible, unbelievable. It's something that everybody should be a part of. It's just different, the atmosphere. Big Blue Nation is amazing. So
Being out in front of the crowd, doing the skills challenge,
yeah.
Did it feel different?
I mean, yeah, I hope 24,000 people watch you. It felt different, but it was fun. It was a great time.
And the SEC here doing this today, is this any different than anything you've done before? Or because you've been in the ACC,
Yeah,
so
slightly, the setup is a little different, but talking to the media is always fun.
So what do you think will be the team's strengths this year? Obviously, you've got the returning front court as well, but kind of playing off that as well. What do you think y'all will drive it?
Strengths, obviously the front court, they're amazing. If we get in a little trouble, they'll block some shots for us. Just having some faith in them, we can get up in it. Chemistry also will be a strength for us. We can shoot the ball well. We have 3-level scorers. I mean, I think we're a very deep team. So.
You said you were drawn to that vision that Coach Brooks laid out. What was that vision that he laid out that was so appealing to you?
The vision that he had the platform, he's done it before, which is WNBA, where I want to go. And he treats players like pros. Essentially, that's what I wanted to be a part of.
filling in a pretty big role in the guard spot this year. How are you preparing for that?
Just to be myself. This point guard spot is a big role for anybody that plays it. So just knowing that I'm capable is definitely something that I'm ready for.
I was talking to one of your former teammates, Danny Carnegie. Is that her?
Yeah, Danny.
She said to say what's up as well to you.
Hey, Dan.
But she was talking about just how she sees you fitting in at UK and everything. What was it like playing with her, though, and that connection that you all have, and now you'll get to go up against her this coming season as well?
It's crazy. I was talking to her last night, but that's my dog. Sorry, what was the question?
Just what was the relationship like with you all on the court and off the court last year, and getting to play her this year?
Yeah, I'm excited to get to play her this season. We're definitely great friends. She gave me some release on the court, and I think we definitely benefited each other. Just knowing that she's in another program and that she's going to do great things this year, I'm excited to see her play.
She was talking about when y'all were in the portal, talking about maybe trying to go to the same team again.
Yeah.
Would that have been Kentucky? Were you trying to get her Kentucky, or what was the kind of the what you can say at least?
Well, I knew where I was going, and if she wanted to come, she could come. But I mean, I wasn't going to waver from where I was going. So if we ended up together, we would have not been great. So yeah.
Gotcha.
Tony, you look around the SEC and you got programs like South Carolina, Tennessee, LSU, Texas that have won national championships. Kentucky's still trying to get to its first Final Four. What kind of convinces you that Kentucky can get to that level and then maybe kind of join that kind of group?
Like we talked about Coach Brooks' vision, and then this team. This is a great team that he's put together. Just playing with them every day, I know what we're capable of. We just have to live into that capability.
What has Coach Brooks and your other teammates told you about the SEC and what those environments are going to be like?
I've played a couple SEC teams before, but they've also told me that, I mean, we all know it's different, it's physical, but just to be ready. It's a battle day in and day out, every game, it's no breaks, so just to be prepared.
Was it important to you